Hey everyone, I just wanted to show you what I have in my small greenhouse this morning. Came out here and just pulled the cloth off, and I purposely left these guys growing because I knew I could get a longer season, especially with kale. But I was pretty excited when I took this off to find this beautiful kale not eaten up by all the bugs. Although we have this wonderful cloth that we use, and I forget the name of it, but it was quite pricey but well worth it. It has it's a fine mesh that the bugs cannot get through, but you know, air and sun and all that can get through it. There's a huge roll that we just cut. There's quite a bit of it that I bought this year. So these, look how beautiful these are. This is a Dinosaur Kale, lacinato I think they call it. I really like this kale. It's one of my favorite. Look how bright it is and vibrant. No bugs. There's a little bit of chewing marks here and there, but I just pulled out my basil too. That was I knew that wasn't going to last very long. But here we are in November. I think today's the 7th. Somewhere around there. It's pretty warm out today. The house is pretty warm. I'd say it's about 80 or so in here. It's all closed up. This is the Russian kale, I think that's what that's called. I forget my kales, there's so many of them. They need a little water, so I'll probably water them today. But usually you don't have to water as much when it's cooler. Like, I'll see how long this will last for. It'll probably last quite a bit, right up till January, even if it stays pretty warm in here. And the ground never freezes in these houses because they're closed up, and the sun does heat the ground. Heats the soil during the day. So the temperature, say it could get around 30 degrees, but it doesn't really freeze the soil. 35, but doesn't stay that cold that long, because once morning hits, it warms it up back up again. There's no heat in here. I let the sun heat everything. So, what other kale do I have here? Oh, it's a curly kale. This is look how nice this is. What a beautiful green. So I'm going to pick some today for my salads. There's some more of the Dinosaur Kale. And then the chard, which I'm shocked chard stayed because I pulled a few pieces off that were getting bad. I think as long as they're covered and stays pretty warm in here, this should last another month before it starts to really die back. I mean, they're huge. I cut these back. I cut everything back here about a month ago. Everything was just completely stripped down, or maybe a little over a month ago. Can't remember, so much going on. I get so busy. And this is what I came out to. I came out and watered a few times, and I saw they were growing really nice, but I pulled the cloth over this morning and it was like, pow. It was just really nice to see. I still have beautiful greens come November. I'll do another update later on, maybe another month, to see how well these are growing. May not be able to use my timer because I don't want the water to freeze, so I'll just like hand water these like once a week. Shouldn't have to do it too often because it stays cool. But just wanted to do a small video just to show you what you can still keep growing inside a greenhouse in November. Just all these beautiful greens. I mean, this is like, what is this, like May, June, July greens in November, almost the middle of first week of November. And I'm going to make a salad. I love this one. This is my favorite. And then we have, this is spinach, which is called a spinach that doesn't actually bolt, and it's perpetual spinach. Now, we chopped all this down over a month or so ago also, and I said, oh, I'll just leave it instead of, see if any of it will grow back. So you can see there's like all new growth coming on these little on the spinach bunch. All of them have little brand new growth coming up through. And this is in a chard family, so yes, it's similar to a chard, but it's a spinach paste. And it's actually called spinach. Look at all the new growth here. This is amazing. All the little baby spinach. And me, I would come out and pick the smaller ones for my salads anyways, so it's pretty awesome. I have about 85 or so bunches. See how they grow in big bunches? Like, these are huge. Like, I can wrap my hand around it. That's how big they are. They're big. Coming like the stalks in my hemp. So yeah, these guys, I want to leave them and see, you know, how hardy they are for this winter. This house is quite big. This is a 20 by 48. Yeah, 20 by 48 house. And we just closed the doors off. It's actually, I'm sweating right now in here. It's really hot in here. So I kind of squeeze through that door. And I just, you know, wire it shut when I go out. So it just seals it. If I were to double plastic this, which we did the other house, it'd probably be even warmer in here. Too hot to actually be in here for a full day. Like, I could sit out here in my lawn chair and actually get a tan because the sun is pretty bright today. And then the other one I left was my cilantro, and I really let it grow crazy big. So you can see the little seeds is cumin. So I like, these guys are so strong, like you can cook with these, and that's why I let them grow. I enjoyed the cilantro also, but look at the abundance of seeds. I love it. So today I'm going to come out and shake some of these seeds in the bags. I'll have them for cooking. They taste so good. They're really, really pungent, yummy, spicy. And that is my little cilantro seed patch that I let grow. And this was under the cloth too, but I took the cloth off so they would dry out. So now I have to come and harvest these little guys, and before the mice try to come in and get them. Although I never have too many mice issues here. I know they can get through the bottom and dig their way through, but we hill everything, and I haven't really seen any mice or problems in my smaller houses at all, because we use the drive cloth and we try to staple it right up to the wood to keep the weeds out. But you know, they're gonna get in no matter what you do. They'll find their way in. That's why you have to keep your houses really clean, sweep them up, and don't leave food. Like, I'll pick that up today and put it in the compost. Don't leave food laying around, because that's, you know, they'll definitely find it. But I don't want to take up too much of your time today, but just wanted to show you what you can do. And we're in November, like inside a greenhouse. Now, if you were to have this outside, most of the kale would have been dead. But this kind of kale here, I think the curly kale and the dinosaur type kale will last. It can, right into December, it'll freeze. You can bring it in and it's still edible. Like, I've had kale that had ice hanging off of it. I brought it in and it was still edible and still green. But, you know, can you put lettuce in here? Probably not, but there is I believe there's a winter type lettuce that you can grow. There's a lot of produce you can definitely grow in the wintertime in the greenhouse and not have to heat it. But even if I had a small little heater in here, it would keep that, you know, up to a certain temperature so it doesn't, you know, really stress out the plants. Okay, everyone. Just today's little video, take everybody's minds off of everything that's going on, looking at some beautiful greens. Get outside and enjoy this beautiful weather before it starts to get really cold. Be well, everyone. Peace.